Stage is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking before learned audience, and especially when a person, Ambassador Abdul Basit, is sitting right in front of you, it becomes very difficult to substantiate your arguments. उस कौम को शमशीर की हाजत नहीं रहती और जिसके जवानों की खुदी सूरत फौलाद. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the gist, essence of my presentation. I would like to present three dimensional studies before you to contextualize that all these three areas are equally important for nationhood and brotherhood. The first thing is historical legacy and nation making. What you do is your history. What you set in motion is your legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many countries on this political chessboard who re-emerged after total destruction just because of their historical legacy. I would like to quote, Japan is one of a glaring example in this regard. Completely annihilated in Second World War, but re-emerged as a promising economy within a short span of 15 years. Germany is another example. Fall of Berlin Wall, they regained their powers within a decade and surfaced as a strong entity in Europe. There are many examples I can quote on and on. But the best one is Iran. Iran's economy has been catastrophically crippled by the Western economic sanctions. Yet, nothing have budged them from their firm stance. Why? Because your history, your legacy tells you, do not bow down to injustice. Be firm. Now my question is, ladies and gentlemen, do we have such legacy to share with our students? Subcontinent, one of the best civilization in the world, one of the richest regions in the world, always conquered, invaded, looted, plundered by many from nook and cranny of the world. Yet we associate ourselves with Mughal empires. We believe that Mughals are our true rulers. The Mughal Empire, conventionally said to have been established back in 1526 by Babur. Babur was a warrior chieftain, what is today Uzbekistan, Samarkand. He was from Samarkand. So all of his successors, they set to drain the wealth of India, and they extracted amount money. They siphoned to Samarkand, Tashkent, Cairo. Why? Because all these leaders had affiliations with their predecessors, because they did not belong to South Asia, basically. That is why they were least bothered about character building, nation building. They were busy in constructing grand buildings like Sheesh Mahal, Taj Mahal to please their lovely wives. Whereas Europeans were busy in constructing universities, colleges to erect a balanced, valuable society. There are many things we teach to our students which we should not be. We projected Mahmud of Ghazni as the vanguard of Islam. 17 times he invaded subcontinent, 17 times, and each time his selected region was full of wealth, very resourceful. He looted, returned back to Afghanistan. His last invasion was Somnath temple, where he was labeled vanguard of Islam, the one who would spread Islam. Actually, Somnath temple was a gold-plated spire filled with gold and jewelry. That was the reason, ladies and gentlemen. And then, before the advent of British, we were exploited by Europeans, and the exploitation of British is very evident. Now, let me ask you a question. Do we have something tangible to teach to our student? What would we like to teach? The story of exploitation, how we were exploited, how we were cheated by our own people, how we were treated, the dogs and Indians are not allowed, or how we were betrayed by our own people, Mir Jafar, Mir Sadiq. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we need to focus on the second element, the second component, and that is the legacy of your heroes. That is something you need to inculcate to students. The legacy of heroes is the memory of a great name and the inheritance of a great example you share with your students, with your children, to inspire them. Mahatma Gandhi from India, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, King Martin Luther from United States, Winston Churchill from UK. There are many, Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa. They all inspired their people. Similarly, we also have heroes. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, a charismatic leader, a great lawyer, great politicians, man of character. Allama Muhammad Iqbal, again, century motivational poet. What we have allocated in our curriculum, just a portion where their freedom struggle is explained, not their personality traits, which is more important. And there are many, leaders, heroes, which are totally missed out in our curriculum. Ashraf Ali Thanvi, Zafar Ahmad Usmani, Shabir Ahmad Usmani, Aga Khan III, many more. We never discuss them in our curriculum as a role model. I will jump to many, to my other points, because I have to conclude within the allotted time, which is, of course, 15 minutes. The third element is very important, and that is the character education, ladies and gentlemen, which is a missing link in our education. Einstein once said, education is not the learning of facts. Rather, it is the training of a man mind to teach, to think positively, to explore things positively. We have very bleak picture in Pakistan, very bleak. Every year 22.5 million people are enrolled in primary education. Only 7 million remains at the stage of 7 and 8 class. Now I have a question for each one of you. What sort of knowledge we imparted them when they were engaged with us till class 7 or 8? Do you expect that they will be contributing in your society? Because little maths, little regional languages, little portion of English. Here we are, gobblers, barbers, car mechanics, security guards, political activists. Do you expect them to be honest, to be man of dignity? Never, because you never focus on those areas. So what is the quality education? Ladies and gentlemen, there are 15 countries in the world, 15, ranging from 15 to 20. Scandinavians, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Iceland, Finland, Scandinavian countries. Then we have Germany, we have Austria, we have Australia, we have New Zealand, we have Hong Kong, we have Japan, and UAE. They have a quality elementary education. If you really want to transform your society, that can be possible only through your primary and elementary schooling system. Because someone rightly said, old habits die hard. So ladies and gentlemen, in their system, there are 6 basic components. Personal development. What is personal development? Personal development means competitive as well as collaborative approach is embedded in their system to polish their skills, their individuality as a student, as a successful man. Social and emotional learning, SEL. In social and emotional learning, again, their anger management, how to regulate their behavior is trained. Cognitive approach. What is cognitive? Situation is given, and this is up to the students to figure things out. Then social exposure. In social exposure, ladies and gentlemen, every school boy, girl is required to serve community. Basic norms, ethics, values are incorporated in their curriculum. Religious education. One basic thing is important, that is tolerance towards heterogeneous cultures, which is totally missing in Pakistan. We see people shouting in publics, yelling in publics, breaking traffic signals. And last but not the least, citizenship learning. Civic virtue is taught to respect traffic rules and know your right and the other duty, and your duty and other rights. So all these things are missing in our education system. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be amazed to know why we have a situation, we have education like this. Why? Now let me answer you this. before the advent of British, Muslims and Hindus were educated through madrasas and pathshalas. In madrasas and pathshalas, religion education or religious thoughts teaching was the main component of their education, and it was much stronger element in their education. When British came to subcontinent, Lord Macaulay said that we need a class of India which are Indians in blood and color, but English in taste. And that class will serve us. And today, our education system is still producing that class, ladies and gentlemen. And that class has further fragmented our society into have not and haves. The dichotomy between these two, ostentatious floating of wealth and power versus struggle of survival, laborious struggle of survival, has further created frustration in our young lot in the society. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to transform your society, you need to invest on them. You need to transform the elementary, at least elementary system of education in Pakistan.